Once upon a time, in the hot streets of Bamako, there lived a young woman whose beauty burned through every screen. Her name was Ida Ba, also known as Fula Glow. She wasn't just beautiful, she was alive. On Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, every night was the same ritual: flawless foundation, designer dress, and stories perfectly lit. She was queen of the soft life, princess of likes, and star of her own digital fairy tales. That is, until one fateful night in a VIP club where the music beat louder than hearts, she met Abdoulaye, better known as Abdo the Cash. He was a young man as stylish as a Gucci model fresh out of a dream. He spoke like a crypto investor, but the streets knew better. Abdo wasn't a king of cryptocurrency, he was a top-tier Yahoo boy, an expert in broken hearts and drained bank accounts. With his drop-dead smile and golden tongue, Abdo turned Ida's world upside down. A few dates, a brand new iPhone, and suddenly he was dropping the big move. Come meet my parents in the village. The word village should have been a red flag. But between the promise of a new adventure, the comfort of a climate-controlled Range Rover, and the chance to dominate her feed with village princess content, Ida said yes. The journey was long, endless. No network, just red sand, wandering cows, and a dusty road that seemed to go nowhere. And that 40-inch Brazilian wig? It had a mind of its own, rebelling every 5 minutes. Still, Ida endured, because in her head, she was still living a story. They finally arrived in a remote corner of Mopti, the village of Dand. A place so isolated, even signal bars stayed home. The family home was nothing more than a rented hut. Ida began to sense the wind changing. She tried calling Mariama, her best friend, but nothing. No battery, no signal, no hope. When she asked Abdo, "So, when do I get to meet your parents?" he simply smiled and said, "Soon. Very soon." But what she didn't know was that Abdo hadn't brought her here to introduce a future bride, but for an ancient ritual, a secret practice, using female energy to attract wealth and power. Ida wasn't invited, she was offered. She ate the meal he served her tired, stressed, and unaware. Then she fell asleep, and something shifted. By morning, the entire village was shaken. A figure danced on the riverbank barefoot, in a faded yellow dress, eyes glowing. It was Ida, but not the Ida of Bamako. This one spoke to herself, smiled at an invisible camera, and twerked like the survival of humanity depended on it. Welcome to my world. Today, we're showing you how to use baobab leaves for a natural glow. The villagers were stunned. Some whispered that she was a water spirit visiting their world. Others thought she was simply mad. But all came to watch. Men married or not abandoned meetings to admire her hips, dancing like a human snake. Papa Saliu, the local bachelor, even decided to offer her a bowl of curdled milk and a little bit of his heart. Meanwhile, back in Bamako, Mariama was panicking. No stories, no calls, no trace. She alerted Ida's parents, who immediately contacted the police. Posters were printed. Weeks passed. Then one day, a little boy in the village posted a video online. In it, Ida, still in her yellow dress, dancing by the river, singing to no one, explaining how to apply a hair mask made from herbs. The video exploded. Within hours, it went viral across Mali. Social media buzzed. Families from Bamako hopped on buses heading straight for Dand. When they arrived, the villagers clapped, some cried. Ida was torn away from her imaginary life and taken home, under the grateful cheers of a village losing its local celebrity. But Ida wasn't healed yet. Not quite. Her gestures were still those of a muse live streaming. She kept talking to a camera that no longer existed. She hosted fake giveaways, congratulated invisible winners, and explained skincare routines as if the whole world was watching. Her parents took her to Imam Idrissa, a spiritual guide known for powerful deliverance prayers. For 3 months, they prayed, fasted, poured holy oil, and sang at full volume. Day after day, the spirits of clout, TikTok, and false love were driven out of her body. And one morning, miracle struck. Ida opened her eyes, looked around, and murmured, "Wait, where's my ring light?" Then she understood what she had lived, what she had lost, what she had learned, ashamed but alive. With Mariama by her side, she began to live again. She left social media behind, erased the false dreams, and became something even stronger, a voice of wisdom for queens who almost lost themselves chasing likes and fake love. And sometimes, just sometimes, when no one's watching, she smiles, moves her hips slightly, and whispers, "Hey guys, welcome back to my channel." Just kidding. We don't do madness anymore. Because sometimes, it's in the madness that you find the truth. And in the fall, you discover who you really are. Because sometimes, it's in the madness that you find the truth. And in the fall, you discover who you really are.